This is Jonathan Agoff here for Pro Boxing Fans. Delighted to be joined by former world champion, one of the top 140-pound contenders, Regis Prograis. Regis, how you getting on out in Texas, is it?
Yeah, I'm back in Houston, man. I'm back in Texas. Everything good, man. Besides training all day, just being real tired and stuff like that. But we good. We good.
Yeah, training hard. You're back out Halloween, October 31st in San Antonio on the big Tank Davis undercard.
Right.
Before we get into that, as this is, I think, only the second time I've spoken to you, I just wanted to briefly touch on your roots into boxing, because it's quite interesting how you sort of got into the sport. And I know you grew up in New Orleans.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, grew up in New Orleans. Mm-hmm.
And I know you moved from there, obviously, due to the devastating Hurricane Katrina.
Mm-hmm.
What was it like during that time and moving away from home?
At the time when Hurricane Katrina hit, I was 16, and it was hard, but it wasn't. It was just what we was doing, Like, you can't say it was hard or if it was not. I moved around. I think we counted like 17 different times. I moved from different cities. I went to 5 different high schools, So, we just did a lot of moving around, and it was just kind of normal for us at the time, So, but the main thing is that what changed is that just imagine your whole life just picks up and leaves. Like, whatever you're doing right now, you would never do that again for the rest of your life, Now, it could be a good thing, which for me, in my case, it was a good thing, So I'm not gonna lie, the storm was the best thing that ever happened to me. Because if the storm would never happen, I would never came here to Houston, and I would never, been in the gym I was in and met the people I was around and had the confidence in order to become a world champion and make a lot of money and stuff like that. So, so for me, it was a good thing, So, I that's why a lot of people ask me about it right now, and they ask me how hard was it. But looking back, it was such a good thing. It was a blessing to me. It was hard at the time, but it was such a blessing to me. I wouldn't be where I'm at if that storm would have never happened.
Yeah, that's crazy that you have such a positive outlook on it, on such a sort of tragic event.
Right.
When you did move to Houston, as I understand it, you started training alongside, was it Evander Holyfield?
Yeah, man. Everybody asked me about just Holyfield, but it was a bunch of people at the time. Juan Diaz was like a 3-time, 4-time world champion. You had Rocky Juarez and Raul Marquez, Irislandi Lara, Regan Diaz was in there, and you just had a lot of other good pros, like solid professionals. So, and of course, Holyfield was like the biggest name in there at the time. I remember Shane Mosley coming. I'm actually cool with Shane now, but Shane Mosley was in there. De La Hoya came in there before. So just when you see that type of stuff, I think I was like 19 or 20, which is still a kid, when you're that young and you see all this greatness around you, you think like, I'm going to do this too. That's the main thing.
And from there, I've read also that you studied a load of fights. You watched so many fights, thousands of fights.
Right.
What fights were you watching?
Almost any fighter you can name, I watched them. And I watched from most of them. I watched from their first professional fight into their last, basically. So I watched all the old school fighters. Starting all the way from like Joe Gans, which was in like the 1900s. Joe Gans to like Joe Louis and Henry Armstrong and Sugar Ray Robinson, of course, Sugar Ray Leonard Duran, and almost anybody you can name, bro. Any great fighter you can name, I probably watched all of them. It's just about figuring out your style and knowing what you need to do, what work for you and what doesn't work for you. So I watch, like I said, man, I watched thousands of films, thousands of hours. That's just what I did. Just watch a lot of film and study. Did a lot of studying.
What did you learn? What sort of advice did you learn from all those champions you mentioned? Is there any particular piece of advice or anything that stands out?
It's not even about standing out, man. It's just all of them put together, a combination of everything, One of my probably my favorite fighter of all time is Mike Tyson. So I was always a big Mike Tyson fan. And, I read both, most of everything about Mike Tyson I read about him, all his books and stuff. And, in speaking about Mike Tyson, one of my favorite trainers of all time was like Cus D'Amato. Basically, you know, I just love the Cus D'Amato mindset. You know, it wasn't, you know, it's just about breaking your opponent. And, you know, I know that Cus wanted Mike Tyson to be like he kind of wanted to shape Mike after somebody. He kind of wanted to shape Mike Tyson. He wanted his style to be based on somebody else. And one of Cus D'Amato's favorite fighters was Henry Armstrong, and he wanted Mike Tyson to be like basically a heavyweight Henry Armstrong. Just keep coming in nonstop and just basically just break your will, you know. And Mike, basically, that's kind of what Mike was, you know, at his peak, in his prime and stuff like that, you know. So and that's actually one of my favorite fighters, also Henry Armstrong, because I just like how he just beat you up the whole time, just broke your will and just nonstop beat you up. And but yeah, I mean, I know I'm a little off subject, but I just like studying all these fighters, man. Just get different things from all of them, you know. But now it's crazy because now I don't study nobody no more, you know, because I have to be me. That's the main thing. I studied all those fighters. I tried to imitate and do all that stuff. But now I'm into me now. I'm into being me. I'm into studying myself, you know, because nobody is, you know, you only yourself, you know, you only could be you, you know. So that's why now I just want to be me. I study myself and don't try to be like nobody else. Be like myself, because I felt myself going into fights before, you know, where I felt like I watched like a Sugar Ray Leonard, or I watched De La Hoya, and I'll try to be them in the ring, and you know, it never worked out, you know, because I'm not them. I'm me. But you know, when I'm me, then it always feels natural. So that's kind of what I'm doing now. Just you know, just working on me, being me.
It's very interesting. You mentioned the likes of Sugar Ray Leonard and Duran, Hearns,
Mm-hmm.
Hagler. Who was your
Yeah.
favorite out of those four?
Duran. Duran for sure. Duran for sure. You know, yeah, Duran, and probably after that, probably Hagler. But Duran is like my second favorite fighter. Mike Tyson, then Duran. You know, and Duran was Tyson's favorite fighter. So yeah, but I love Duran, and you know, yeah, just Duran. Duran, out of those four, Duran.
That said, what do you make of Mike Tyson coming out to face Roy Jones Jr.?
I think it's just gonna be an old man fight, you know. Hopefully nobody gets hurt, but they both are old. I saw Mike hitting the pads, and of course he looked real explosive and stuff, but he's still an old man at the end of the day. And I think I read somewhere he said after that pad workout, he was out for like 3 days, you know. So he's still, you know, at the end of the day, man, they still old men, and you know, they gonna fight and all that stuff, but hopefully they don't get hurt too bad. But it's you know, it should be interesting. You know, I'm glad they can do that and make some, you know, they probably should make a good amount of money for each one of them. But you know, they definitely should make a comeback, you know, to try to fight anybody younger. Youth is, you know, Father Time will always get to you.
Yeah, I mean, Roy Jones' speed in those videos is just crazy.
Yeah, they still got it. They still got it a little bit, but it's all about if you can take that punch. That's the thing. They still, you know, Roy still got the speed, and Tyson, of course, still got the speed and the power. But you know, once you start it's always different once you start taking punches. Bags don't hit back.
Hmm. Let's move back onto you. As we mentioned, fight on October 31st. That's, as we speak today, 15 days away, against Juan Heraldez. I
Mm-hmm.
hope that's how you pronounce it.
Yeah.
Yeah, a bit of a new start for you in terms of moving on to Showtime, PBC.
Mm-hmm.
Split on good terms with Lou DiBella. You both said nice things about each other. Was it a tough decision for both of you?
Nah, I think it's just a new chapter in my career. That's the main thing, you know. It's just a new chapter. How can y'all get her? Cause she about to come in. It's just a new chapter in my career. That's all. You know, Lou. I will always say, you know, good things about Lou. You know, Lou took a chance on me when nobody else wanted me. You know, I was 10-0, and you know, I think I was like 10-0 with 8 knockouts, and nobody wanted me. So my manager at the time reached out to Lou DiBella, and Lou DiBella took a chance on me. I became, I think, in the boxing world, a household name in the boxing world, and I became a world champion and made a lot of money with Lou. So I'm definitely thankful for Lou for that. You know, but now it's just a different chapter, and I'm excited to see what my future holds.
It is Juan Heraldez on October 31st. Now, he's training out of the Mayweather gym.
Mm-hmm.
He's unbeaten. He's got good knockout ratio. And he said, I think today, that he believes
Mm-hmm.
that his defense will prove crucial in this fight. What do you know about him?
Not too much, man. The only thing I know is that he shouldn't be on my level. You know, I'm a world champion, former world champion. I had belts. I fought 4 people that was world champions already before. I don't think he's ever fought none. You know, so I think that I'm on a different level, but at the same time, I'm not looking at him like that. I I think that, but I'm not looking at him like that because I'm still looking at him like I'm fighting. I'm training like I'm fighting Durant, basically. You know, I'm training my ass off, man. Like I said, 3 times a day, every day. I've been just living like a fighter. You know, here I just after I come from the gym, I come home, maybe rest, probably do interviews and stuff, and eat, and then train again, take a nap, then train again. You know, and that's kind of what I do every day. That's kind of what I've been doing for a while now. So I can't wait, and this is a big opportunity for me, and I'm not going to disappoint.
Are they going to be fans there?
Fans, yes, fans.
Wow.
We will have fans. Mm-hmm.
Do you know how many it's going to be at the moment?
They saying about 12,000.
Okay, wow.
A big crowd, yeah. Basically, well, we fight in the Alamo Dome. The Alamo Dome holds, I think, the capacity is like 80,000, and they only can do a certain percentage of that.
Yeah.
So I think it's gonna be like 10 to 12,000, something like that.
Okay, that's brilliant because I mean, as you know, probably in the UK, we can't have crowds at the moment. So I guess it's a lucky position to be in.
Very, very lucky, man. I mean, things just keep happening good. You know, good things just keep happening all the time. So, yeah, I'm very lucky for that. We're gonna have fans. It's in San Antonio. I live in Katy, Texas now, and it's actually like a 2-hour drive for me to get to San Antonio. So
Right.
it's really close, and we're gonna have fans. It couldn't have worked out better. So I'm just glad that this is happening.
Um, I do want to touch on last year's fight with Josh Taylor, one of the
Mhm.
best fights of the year. I think it just got pipped by Inoue Donaire for fight of the year. But yeah, how do you reflect on that? I remember the press conference, the final press conference, and I remember when the press conference ended. You rarely see such crazy press conferences. There was media everywhere. I don't know if you remember it, but yeah, how do you reflect on the whole experience?
Honestly, man, I thought I won, man. You know, I thought I won the fight. It was a close fight. I'm not gonna lie, it was definitely a close fight. But I wouldn't say I got robbed. Of course not. It was just his night that night. You know, I feel like if it was here, I feel like I would have got the nod. I would have got the decision. But it was his night, and it was that was it. That was just his night. I learned a lot from it, of course, but it was a good fun night. It was his night, and I always wanted to come to the UK. You know, but even before the fight, all my people that's like, man, don't go over there and fight, man. You're not gonna get a decision. You don't go over there. Don't go over there. And I'm not gonna lie, I credit Josh Taylor for even standing up and taking my punches because I really thought I was gonna knock him out. I'm not gonna lie. I really thought I was gonna be able to stop him, and you know, he took it basically. So but I always want to come to the UK and fight. Y'all have some of the best fans over there. Y'all go crazy for y'all fans, and even now, you know, people always hit me up on, like, you know, Instagram and Twitter, and when you coming back, and when you come, you know, when you come and fight again, and you a top fighter mate and all that type of stuff. So I definitely will come back, and you know, it was a good night.
Do you want that rematch down the line? I'm sure.
I think we have to have the rematch, me and
Yeah.
Josh Taylor. I think that we have to. You know, it was too close. It could be controversial. It could have went either way. You know, some people, I think a lot of people thought I won, and you know, but he got the decision. So I think that, you know, it's too much money that will be sitting on the table for us not to do it again. So I think that, you know, it'll definitely have to happen again.
One other British fighter you've been linked with continuously now for a few months is Lewis Ritson.
Right.
He's fighting tomorrow night. Well, it'll probably be fight day when this goes out. You going to be watching that fight against Vasquez?
I probably won't, man. I probably catch it. I probably won't watch it live, but I probably will catch it after that. Yeah, I'll probably catch it. I probably definitely will watch it. I'll see it.
He said in the press conference, or it was a media thing this week, he said that he's open to fighting you next. Are you interested in that? Should you come through as well?
That's fine. That's fine. I think that's a huge fight. When the fans can come back.
Yeah.
I think that's a big fight. You know, it doesn't make. I don't think it'll make a lot of sense for me to come over there and don't fight in front of no fans. It really wouldn't make too much sense. But I think that'll be a real big fight with the fans back. You know, I know y'all got the crazy fans over there. They call it the Lions Den. And you know, when I was when I was in the O2, so I think that'll be a huge fight over there when the fans can come back. But you know, for me, you never know the landscape of boxing. So I do want to come back and fight in the UK. I definitely do. I'm not ruling nothing out. So maybe next, maybe not next. I don't know, man. It depends on, you know, of course, we got a lot of behind the scenes talks going on. So it all depends. It all depends on what they're trying to set up for me.
Has that fight been mentioned to you at all?
Except for the report, not as far as like management wise, but reporters, yeah. Reporters from the UK, yeah. They're like, yeah, Lewis Ritson. So hey, you never know. But it all depends on the landscape of boxing and, you know, what's gonna happen. I don't know.
He's I'm sure you would have heard, but he's got a massive, massive fan base in his
I
hometown
heard
of
about that.
Newcastle.
I heard about that. So,
I
you know,
think
maybe I come back over there and fight in front of his fans.
because he's got there's a stadium there, St James's Park, and that's his dream to fight there. And if you thought the O2 was loud, then double that. It's
Yeah. What's
50,000,
the capacity?
52,000.
52,000. I think I can come there for 52,000. I think I could definitely come back for 52,000. But they'll have to the promoter would definitely have to give us tickets percentage, a percentage of the tickets.
Yeah, they're some of the loudest fans, if not the loudest fans in the UK. So that'd be
Yeah.
amazing.
Right. Yeah. That'll be cool. We'll see.
In terms of the landscape of the 140-pound division, the belts are tied up right now. We know that Josh Taylor's fighting Jose Ramirez. What do you see your path to a world title shot?
I don't know. I don't know. You know, my goal is to be a champion again at 140. That's my goal. You know, that's my personal goal. I want to be a champion again at 140 before I go up to 147. You know, a lot of people ask me about, you know, because I'm like on a PBC side now about 147, and that's it doesn't interest me right now. Like, you know, like being a champion again. Now, of course, money is always a big factor in things, and you know, they might offer me a crazy amount of money to, you know, fight at 147, and then hey, that's something that I can't turn down, then maybe I might do it. But as far as my goals right now, I want to be a champion again. I want a belt again. You know, I still feel like I'm the best in the world at 140, and I just want to prove it, keep proving it, and I want a belt again. So, but like I said, man, the landscape of boxing changes so much that you can't really plan nothing. You know, things just happen, and sometimes things like fall in your lap, you know, and sometimes things don't fall in your lap for certain fighters. So I don't know, you know, because I wouldn't have, right now, this fight I'm having right now, I would never thought that I'll be fighting Juan Heraldez. I don't even know nothing about him. I thought, you know, I didn't think that I'll be fighting him. My a year ago, well, not a year ago, but like a few months ago, we was in talks with the Hooker fight, you know, and then that whole fight just didn't happen. It fell through twice, basically, you know. So, and now I'm fighting a whole different fighter. So it's just like in boxing, you just don't know the landscape. You never know what's going to happen, and you just can't plan for it. So my thing is one step at a time. They got Juan Heraldez in front of me. You know, I'm gonna take care of business with him, and then after that, we'll see what's gonna happen next.
Obviously, Jack Catchall, the WBO mandatory, stepped aside. Were you surprised, and would you have done that in that situation he was in?
He probably got paid some money. They probably paid him some step aside money and stuff like that. That's kind of what they do. I don't know. Would I do it to see an undisputed? Maybe. It depends. It depends on the deal. Yeah, it all depends on the deal. I do. For me, even like not just being a boxer, but being a fan, I do want to see Josh Taylor and Jose Ramirez fight. So maybe I would have did the same thing, but I don't think I would have did it easy. I think it would have been hard for me to do it because I definitely would want those belts. And so maybe they paid him a little fee or something like that to do that.
Who wins, Josh Taylor or Jose Ramirez?
I got Josh Taylor. You know, Ramirez is okay. You know, I think that he had he had 2 close fights already. You know, he fought Postol, and a lot of people I talked to, they gave Postol the fight.
Hmm.
He fought Jose Cepeda. Even Tim Bradley thought Cepeda won that fight. You know, that's an ESPN platform. So Jose, you know, he struggled with movers basically. You know, now if you go and fight him, then you know he'll get in the wall with you and stuff like that. He is tough and he's gonna fight hard for 12 rounds. But if I think that, you know, it depends on Josh Taylor too. I think if Josh Taylor can just like outbox him, just like Postol did, but I think he's stronger than Postol. He catch him with some shots. We don't know. We'll see. But I don't know, man. But I got Josh Taylor winning that fight.
Have you sparred Ramirez?
Nah, I never sparred him. Hell no, nah. Never sparred him. We were supposed to fight, man. He ran from me. Basically, I was supposed to fight him and it just didn't happen. They gave me somebody else before I moved into the tournament, basically.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. We were supposed to fight though, but it didn't happen. I was number one. I was like I was like mandatory for that belt. And they just kind of like gave me a step aside fight basically. So it didn't happen.
So realistically, do you see yourself potentially in sort of a, I don't know, like a tournament with, if those belts were to become vacant after Ramirez and Taylor fight, then you face off in kind of a tournament style? Would you be up for something like that?
Like a tournament style, I don't think I'll be back in another tournament. Now, as far as like the whole thing I did, I don't think I'll be back in it. But I see what you're trying to say. Yeah. I want the belt. You know, I definitely want those belts. So I want the belt. So no matter who has the belt, I definitely want to fight. No matter who has the belt, I still, you know, I definitely want to fight and stuff like that. So wait, Ray, stop. So we'll see, man. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see what goes on with the landscape.
What about Marius Barrios, who's on the same card as you? I know he's got the WBA regular.
You got the WBA regular. Yeah, maybe that'll be a fight too. That could be a fight, a Texas Showdown type of fight too. You know, he's right there in San Antonio. We actually all know the same people. Tell him get out. We all know the same people and stuff like that too. I mean, I think what I'm hearing is he's gonna move up after this fight, but hey, we don't know.
Interesting. A few more predictions from you, Regis. The big fight tomorrow night, Lomachenko and Lopez. Who you got?
I got Lopez. I got Teofimo. A lot of people like, what? Like I got Teofimo. I definitely got Teofimo. He's so explosive, and you know, Loma been beat, Loma been put down before. I don't know. I got a feeling Lopez, but at the same time, I really think that Loma could shut him down with his footwork and stuff. But the thing is, like, Teofimo is just so explosive. So I don't know if he catch him, which he's gonna hit him in the fight. It's a 12-round fight. He's gonna hit him. If he hits him, then you know we'll see. We'll see what happens. But you know, Linares put him down, and Teofimo was definitely not a Linares. So I got Teofimo.
And the other super lightweight fight on the bill is Saucedo and Barboza. That should be a good one.
That's a good fight, man. That's a good fight. I got Saucedo because actually Saucedo is like a stablemate. We actually managed by the same company. Yeah. So I have Saucedo in that fight. I definitely have Saucedo, but it's not gonna be an easy fight for sure. That should be a fan-friendly fight, you know, because both of those guys, they kind of just like to go in there and fight. And I think that'll be a good fight, man. I'm definitely, you know, I'm watching that. Barboza actually called me out before, so I gotta see what he do against Alex.
For me as well.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
There's so many names for you in your division, guys moving up from 135. You've got 147, as you mentioned. There's so many guys. I mean, there's so many like money spinning fights. Are you looking at guys sort of at the weight below that might eventually come up, potentially Lopez?
Yeah. I think that's what he said. I think he actually said he wants to fight either me or Ramirez or Josh Taylor. I saw he said that he'll fight Josh Taylor in the morning, then Ramirez at night. You know, so hey, if he comes up to 140, you know, it could be a potential fight. We'll see.
Yeah, what a time to be in your division.
The division, man, is not dull. It's not dull no more. You know, for a while it was dead. You know, after Crawford was undisputed, then he left, and then it was dead. Everybody was kind of trying to figure out who was, you know, what's the person, and who's this and who's that. And now it's like hot. It's a very, very hot division. And for me, I just plan on taking over. I just plan on taking over the division once again. I was number one in the division for a long time. Now they got me number 2 or number 3, which is okay, but I gotta be number 1 again. So anybody, you know, it doesn't matter if they coming up, going down, staying, it doesn't matter. I want to be, you know, I want to be the man at 140, and that's what I got to go do.
Lastly, just going to touch on the heavyweight division. I know you're out in Las Vegas for the Wilder Fury rematch.
Yeah.
What do you make of what's going on right now with Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder not fighting seemingly in the trilogy?
I think Deontay Wilder probably need to fight somebody else and, you know, get his confidence back. You know, like, it's a lot of stuff that happened. People say, of course, there's a lot of conspiracy theories going on with gloves and the outfit and all that type of stuff. You don't know. I don't know what happened. Whatever. But, you know, he basically, you know, Fury just basically just beat him up, you know, and yeah, Fury just beat him up, and I think that maybe he do need another fight and don't need to get right back into a trilogy. Maybe. I don't know. I don't know what's going on with those guys, but they definitely should fight again, but maybe not right now.
Brilliant. Well, Regis, I'm going to let you go. I know you've got another training session to go, and then what's the last week of camp looking like? Just tapering down?
Yeah, tapering down. I think the next we still got 2 more weeks, so the next week we still gonna be sparring and stuff like that. Probably a few more sparring sessions, just like bag work, all that type of stuff. But this is my last hard week, so, you know, I'm still swimming, I'm still running sprints, all that type of stuff. So that's actually what I have to go do right now. I gotta go do my swim right now. So gotta go get in the water.
What's the distance?
I swim in my lake behind my house. I'll show you. Hold on. I'll show you the lake where I swim at. I'm probably gonna do time like 45 minutes. Just going nonstop, 45 minutes. Oh, y'all too. Stop. She's letting no. She's gonna touch. I don't know if you can see. Can you see it?
Let's have a look.
You see it right now?
Yeah. Just about.
Yeah. So it's the lake right behind my house. Yeah, 30, 40 minutes straight, something like that.
Wow.
So I probably, well, I say I was swim here. I can swim that way all the way down there.
Mad. That's crazy.
So, yeah, gotta go do some stuff tomorrow morning, and that's it. Then, just kind of start tapering down after that.
Brilliant. Well, Regis, thanks very much for giving us your time. I'll let you get on. Hopefully get you back in the UK. The UK fans want to see you back soon.
Yeah, man. Hopefully I can be back, man. So yeah, we'll see. Hopefully, like I said, man, you never know what the landscape gonna be like in the division. So that's what I said. We'll see. We'll just see what's gonna happen and who I'm gonna fight next. But for me, first off, I gotta take care of business against Juan Heraldez, and that's kind of my first priority. Then, so after that, after I deal with him, then we'll see what's gonna go on.
And finally, congratulations on other kids on the way I've seen from your Twitter.
Yeah. Another one. Yeah, another one. That should be it now, because they aggravate.
Regis, thanks very much for talking to my boxing fans. We'll catch up soon after your fight, hopefully.
All right, bro. Thank you.
Take it up.